Hey everybody, welcome to the Creativity Cave. I'm Dina Rico, and today I'm going to show you how to make this awesome eclipse card. It's super easy and it takes almost no time at all. So I love it, of course. I mean, obviously, it's got hearts on it. What's not to love? So this is such a fun card, and it uses the stamp set Heart Happiness, which I thought I had right here, but maybe not. And I love this set because it's super fun, but it's not just for Valentine's Day. It has all kinds of hearts, and you can make so many different pretty cards with it. I have been using it for all kinds of all occasions cards. In fact, I even have an online class for this set, and I think only one of them is like an actual Valentine's Day card. The rest are all occasion cards, and so they're really fun. So let me show you how I did this card. You're going to start with a piece of watercolor paper. And on my watercolor paper, the reason I chose watercolor paper for this is because I want to stamp and do my faux watercoloring technique, which if you've never seen it, it's so easy. I'm going to open up my ink. I'm using a bunch of different colors, and I kind of like this because they're not necessarily traditional Valentine colors. They're a little more fun than that, I think. And definitely easy colors to fall in love with because they're bright and happy, and who doesn't like that, right? Okay, so I'm going to start with kind of my main heart, which is going to be this polka dotted heart that I'll stamp in Lemon Lime Twist because, of course, Lemon Lime Twist rocks. Then I'm going to take my aqua painter. I want to make sure it's clean, and I'm going to just do my faux watercoloring. Now, normally when I do faux watercoloring, I want to stay within the lines of my stamp. But in this case, I'm going to go outside the lines and kind of extend the stamp a little bit further. Okay, so that gives me a good looking stamp. I'm going to let it dry a little bit, and I'm going to come back to this one. Then I'll clean off my brush off to the side here. I'm going to do my next heart, which is kind of this medium heart. This one will be in Berry Burst, and I'll just stamp it right up here. And then I'm also going to do my tiny heart. Ooh, where did that one get off to? I hate it when my stamps run away from me because they totally do in my office. I mean, I do not misplace stamps, right? They run away from me. It's a true story. I'm sure you guys have the same problem, right? Okay, I'm actually going to do these one by one. I changed my mind because a girl can change her mind, right? When she's stamping. So I stamped my heart, I colored it in, but I'm going to go outside those lines just a little bit, just so it's not, 100% perfect. Now, I'm being a little careful. I don't want these two to intermingle because then they're going to feather into one another and it might get muddy, and I don't want that. Okay, next I'll just keep working. I'm just doing the same thing over and over, stamping, coloring, and filling them in. Okay, I'm going to come back. Well, I'm going to let that dry just a little longer. I'll keep going. So I've got Peekaboo Peach, Berry Burst, Lemon Lime Twist, of course, we started with. This is Old Olive. It's not Old Olive. It is Eggplant Envy, and it's a hard word to remember. I'm actually a very competent stamper until I have to remember words on camera, and then it's like, what? Okay, so that looks cute. So far, I really like the soft color of these, but if you come back to my sample, do you notice how you can see the details on here? It's really, I've got the nice bright colors, and I'm going to show you how I did that in just a second. The last thing I'm going to do is stamp these two little hearts in Berry Burst, like so. Again, whenever I change stamp ink colors on my hearts, I am going to make sure that my aqua painter is clean as well. And now what I'm going to do to get those fun, vibrant hearts back, and by the way, I think this look is really pretty too. I do like it, but I kind of wanted to see some of the details of these hearts. So I'm going to come back and bring them in. I'm going to ink up my stamp really well, and I'm going to stamp it right back over where it was. And there is a nice vibrant heart with a little watercolor look to it. Okay, and I'll repeat that with my other hearts. And it's pretty easy to line those up with this clear mount. If you really wanted them, you can pull your Stamparatus out. I did get notice that the first round, if you reserved your Stamparatus in the first round, yours should be shipping pretty soon. They said mid-February, so I'm very excited about that. You'll get notification to complete your order, by the way, in case you were wondering, and we'll have details as we get a little closer on my blog. Okay, so I just re-stamped over each of these, and now I have a nice vibrant image for each. And what I want to do now is cut the XO out. So what I'm going to do is put my X and my O on here like so. Position them where I want them. Then you grab a piece of washi tape and hold this in place. And the reason I'm doing that is twofold. One, I want to make sure that my X and O is going to be cut from where I want it on here, because obviously it should be in a specific spot. We don't want it like out of place. The second thing is when I go to cut this, I'm going to flip it upside down and have the cutting side up. And the reason I do that is to preserve my cutting plates. And it's a long story, but I will have a video about why I do that. Just trust me for now. The bottom plate is going to be a new unused plate, and then the top plate will be my old crappy crummy plate. Okay, so hold on, I'll cut it right sandwich over here so you could see. So I've got my platform, my Big Shot platform. I've got the thin die adapter. I've got my virgin plate, which actually I've used for quite a while. So you can see it's lovely. And then I've got my crappy plate, as I so lovingly referred to it earlier. And then here is my piece that I die cut. So it was in the Big Shot facing up, okay? And what this does is it keeps your plates thin, nice and clean. And rather than pushing all the pressure into this plate, which is very rigid, I mean, because you've got all these layers, there's no bending going on. It will, it can hurt, I don't want to say hurt your dies, but it can kind of bend them a little bit. But rather you want just this piece being the flexible piece, which bends, and it actually will hold its shape. Notice my plates are good and flat, and you can see this has been well loved. Many, 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 many cuts through here, and they're nice and flat, and I love that. And I die cut intricate stuff with this. I mean, you can see, like you can see the outline of that is kind of intricate. And let me see if I can find, I know I've been cutting all kinds of stuff on here, but I don't ever use my precision plate anymore because I'm sick of ruining my plates. And I still think that even with the precision plate, sometimes I have issues with things not cutting out. So anyway, but I'll pull these out. I did not mean to get into a whole thing about plates, by the way, in this video, but I actually, this week I will have a Friday quickie that will show you all about that situation. So, alrighty, there we go. We've got these done. So very, very easy. We're going to go ahead and adhere this to our layer of cardstock, which is Bermuda Bay. By the way, all the details with specific dimensions and whatnot are on my blog, so you can check that out. The link is in the description of this video, as well as the link to my online class using the Heart Happiness stamp set. They are fun, bright, happy, easy, quick to make cards, and I highly recommend it. And the bundle to get the stamp set included is really inexpensive. It's probably the least expensive class I've ever had. So it's a great value as well. And the online bundle comes with the stamp set, which is awesome. Okay. So I've adhered that well. Notice I put adhesive down here and here just to make sure with that watercoloring there's no rough buckling of my cardstock. Okay, now to raise these up, I'm going to use my foam adhesive strips. These are great for shaker cards and they are wonderful for eclipse cards. So what I want to do is just take and put my piece on here, then I grab my snips and just trim this strip down and then just put it where I need it next. I love that these pieces are really nice and thin, so you can get them on these skinny portions of your letters, which is wonderful. In addition, of course, they work wonders for shaker cards. And you could actually create a shaker situation here if you really wanted to. But there's that one, and I have it upside down. It's like a puzzle, so you can get it right back in where it belongs, which is wonderful. I love that it's easy. Because I know you guys might not believe this, but I am actually kind of a lazy stamper. Every once in a while, I will do something ridiculous. In fact, if you tune into my Facebook Live later today, which is Monday, you'll see I will show you a very ridiculous card that I made with my Stampin' Besties this weekend. They were here visiting me from Wyoming and Wisconsin, so it was wonderful having them here. Okay. So I'm just positioning this right exactly where it fits, just like a puzzle. Same thing here. And then whenever you do an eclipse card, you want a darker layer of cardstock underneath. That way it will kind of highlight that letter being popped out, and it almost mimics like there's a layer behind the letter. You know, like you cut out 2 X's and made a second layer. Okay, now this piece, this O, I'm going to go ahead and actually adhere that right in the center where it fits as well. And I think this looks cool too, just like that. Okay, now this is great, but look at the shine and shimmer on this card when we add just a few of these beautiful sequins. Now I've got a couple tips and tricks on these sequins too, which I think you're going to like. And this is actually part of my ordering special for this week. If you place a $50 order, you will get a packet of these sequins from me as a gift. And if you place a $75 order, you will also get this awesome China marker, which when you touch the marker to the sequins, it picks them up. That's right. It's awesome. Okay, and of course white is the one you want because you don't want it to leave a mark on whatever it is you're touching sequins. So it's really great for sequins, but you can use it for a few other things as well that are tiny. Okay, so I'm just going to put a few dots where I would like to place my sequins on my card. And you can put as many or as few as you want on here. I would argue that odd numbers are great, but even numbers are okay. The only thing you want to make sure to do, and actually when I was making my card I missed this, is to put a sequin on top of each of the little dots that you placed on there. By the way, did you see the hardest part was getting the thing back, the little piece back in there? Okay, so I'm just going to pick up a sequin and I'll stick these, wherever I want them. So we'll put one right here. And you kind of want to mix around the colors so that they're not all the same color and same size. So like here where I'm putting 3, I like to have a couple different colors and different sizes so that they're not all, exactly the same. So then we'll find a nice little one. Oops, I got 2. A little one for right here. Now these are the iridescent sequins, which I love because they kind of can fit for a few different shades of colors. They're not all the same. So these work obviously with subtles colors, but I think they would work nicely for brights as well. So again, I'm mixing up the size and the colors on here. Last one, let's do kind of an orangey one. Perfect. Okay, so isn't that fun? Oh my gosh, they're so shiny. They really are. We'll just cover that up before I spill it. Don't ask me how I know. Okay, last but not least, I'm just going to pop this up onto my card, and I am actually going to embellish it just a little bit. So let me show you. On my card, I just stamped a couple of little hearts in the corners here, and I think if you look at it, you might agree that this is lovely. But when I put those extra little stamped images on there, that it really kind of popped everything out a bit. I don't know. I like the look of it. So I'll just stamp a few in each corner, because remember, you're going to cover up a lot of this, so you won't see it all. And one more right there. Okay, so that just adds a really nice subtle touch to your card to make it a little more fun. I don't know. All right, now because my glue is still wet on those sequins, I'm actually just going to place 4 dimensionals right onto my card here, and then we'll position our layer right over the top. I think, too, you could add a sentiment to this if you wanted. That would be fun. You can dress it up however you like, but I do love this card. Thank you so much for watching. I would so appreciate your business. If you would like to order any of these supplies, please check out the link to my online store in the description of this video. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so that you don't miss any amazing videos. And remember that when you order, it helps support more of these awesome videos, and I love bringing them to me. So thank you so much, guys. We'll see you again very soon. Come back tomorrow for more awesome inspiration. Bye-bye.